So we're going to talk a little bit about Star Wars, and it's terrible news, as you would expect. Potentially terrible, actually. So let's talk about this. Did y'all see this happen? Shawn Levy reveals that he scrapped a whole different idea for the third act of Star Wars Starfighter. Things didn't align, and I was forced to come up with a new idea. And I'm literally right now shooting that section of the movie. Okay, so this kind of wild. A couple of different options on what this is, okay? When I first saw this story, my first sort of knee-jerk reaction or my instinctual reaction was, I think I knew Rey was in this movie before Shawn Levy did. Meaning, I imagine a scenario in which Shawn either saw a video or heard from somebody or heard the rumor online that like people were saying Rey is in Starfighter. And I imagine a world in which Shawn Levy was like, that's so funny. These people never know what they're talking about, et cetera, et cetera. And then I imagine a phone call. And I imagine Kathleen Kennedy taking a long drag of a cigar, blowing it, and somehow the smoke comes through the phone and causes Shawn to cough. And she says, "You're gonna put Rey in your fucking movie. It's gonna be in the third act, and it's gonna be fucking incredible." You know what I mean? So that's just a thought. Okay, and what am I saying here? What I'm saying is it's possible Shawn came up with a really fucking cool movie idea that had a really cool third act and was dope. And it's possible that the corporation of Lucasfilm and Disney and the executives, known as Bob Iger and then Kathleen Kennedy, might have sat him down and said, hey man, you're going to put Rey into this fucking movie, brother. Like, that's happening. So that's like the first option. Okay. And like, holy shit, I really hope that's not what happened, but I don't know. I mean, I feel like we live in a world where expect the worst fucking thing possible for Star Wars, and you're probably not going to be that far off. Okay. The second possibility was that Shawn had this whole idea for years, and he wrote this thing with his co-writer from the Atom Project, and this is his thing he's been thinking about for 30 years, and it's Rey. Okay, so maybe Shawn is a Rey fan. Maybe a Rey Low. And maybe Shawn was so excited about Rey being in the third act of his fucking Starfighter movie. And maybe Kathleen Kennedy called him up and said, "Hey, Shawn, I've been watching Josh from the Den of Nerds, and he apologized to me, and we're going to go ahead and pull Rey out of the movie." Wouldn't that be fan-fucking-tastic? I just don't believe it, man. I just don't believe it, man. But man, wouldn't that be awesome? Okay, so those are kind of the two things. The third option is it's some shit we have no fucking idea what it is, and it got removed for whatever reason, okay? Now, the thing that I keep coming back to with this is like, brother, why is he even saying this? Chat, why would you even say this? And that, I think, if you follow this line of questioning, you're going to arrive at a not great place. Yeah, so James has it. He says he's covering his back. Yeah. I mean, what it feels like to me is Shawn is trying to cover his ass. And he's trying to get ahead of the backlash that he knows is coming. And he might even be having conversations with other Star Wars creators and thinking of how that all went down and what happened to their careers, et cetera, right? So, I mean, what other explanation could there be? I mean, maybe it's just an offhanded thing. I don't buy it. I think Shawn is pretty fucking smart, dude. I think he understands the game. I think he understands social media. They just did Deadpool and Wolverine and turned it into this big, massive hit. He spent a lot of time with Reynolds. I think he understands how all of that goes. I just find it so hard to believe that he would make these comments without some intentionality behind them. And the only thing that makes sense to me is he is trying to cover his ass. So again, I think it's possible that we knew Ray was in this movie before Shawn knew Ray was in this movie. What a fucking world. This shit is insane. Really hope that's not what it is. What do you think about this? What do you think about this, guys? What do you think's going on? Do you have some cope? Can you help some of the Star Wars fans out? Or is this just more of the same and Star Wars is totally fucking cooked? Because I'll tell you this. They have the trailers out now. There's an international trailer dropped in the middle of the fucking night last night. I guess it would have been regular time internationally. They're dropping international trailers for Mando and Grogu. They're getting like no views. Nobody gives a shit. That movie is exactly what you think it is. And holy shit, Star Wars. I almost can't believe this is how this shit is going. So a couple of years ago, they came out and actually like had some announcements. They announced Dave's movie. They announced James Mangold's movie. And then they announced Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy's movie. We're not talking about any of those movies right now. We're talking about a movie that's a show that jumped the shark, turned into a movie. And we're talking about a movie that is Ryan Gosling takes new Jedi kid on a fancy adventure to the Rey trilogy. This ain't it, dude. Like, this ain't it. Star Wars is in some trouble, man. And I'm going to be really interested to see how does this Mando Grogu movie do? And then how does this movie do? Because here's the other thing. Like, dude, he's talking about how he's shooting that scene right now. They wrapped, brother. They wrapped it. Now he's shooting a new fucking ending. This is not it. This is not it. So anyway, I've said enough. What do you guys think of this? I pray it's the former, not the latter. Yes. Bro got Star Wars because Deadpool and Wolverine and the Atom Project give me a break. Yeah, that's true. I feel like Shawn was pissed they made him change the movie and he's putting that shit on Disney now. Well, does it feel similar to maybe what Adam Driver been saying? Does it feel a little similar to Damon Lindelof? Does it feel a little similar? I mean, look at what's happening, dude. Like, everybody's turning on them. Everybody's turning on them. So did Shawn catch wind of what's going? I mean, I don't know. I'm just saying. He wants to distance himself from the shit show that will ensue. It feels like that's what it is, yes. This tracks with everything you've been saying about Iger. I bet he forced changes. Yeah. I mean, Iger's probably heavily involved in that. Yeah, for sure. I'm a Disney Plus Star Wars fan. I'm no help here. Just very confused as to where we are in the timeline. Yeah, I hear you. Many such cases, yes. Ahsoka Season 2 could bring back life. I mean, it could, but holy shit, things are so rough right now. And the thing is, I've heard a lot of great things about Ahsoka Season 2, but dude, Ahsoka Season 1 was not even embraced the way that it could have been because its ending was goobly glob. And Sabine is terrible in that show. So, like, even Ahsoka, which I do think is the best thing they have going on, and, you know, we talk about this a lot in the Discord. Dave, I mean, I still really like Dave, and I think he understands Star Wars. I think he understands some of the characters better than anybody. But is he the guy to run the whole thing? I don't know. And can he run the whole thing while still making, like, really good content? I don't know. It feels like it's in shambles, dude. It feels like it's in shambles over there. Josh, don't forget about The Mandalorian and Grogu to save us. That movie is going to be ass. That movie is going to be cheeks. Like, I haven't heard a single positive thing about that movie behind the scenes. That shit's going to be ass. You understand? So, yeah, I don't think that's saving anything. I've been saying this. Yes, that's true. But you always be saying it. So what does that even mean? Who's directing? Favreau? Yeah, from his couch mostly, but yes. Star Wars is over. Let's raid the Ark. Yeah, Star Wars is over, bro. And Warhammer, I know. No, Warhammer is going to take over that shit, brother. Like, it is. There's so many disaffected Star Wars fans that are just looking for something, man. And I'm telling you, their plan is 16 Rey movies. Their plan is to lecture you about liking Luke Skywalker. Their plan is to call you a fascist if you like the Empire. They fucked it up. Warhammer's going to take in all those disaffected fans. Warhammer is awesome. Warhammer is badass. Warhammer doesn't complain to its own fandom for liking the shit it created. I'm telling you, it's over. They fucked it, man. If Star Wars was smart, they go all Old Republic, big scales. Sith versus Jedi. I don't even think that would work at this point. I think literally you're 10 years too late on that idea. 10 years. Maybe 5 years. Sinners was the best movie of 2025. Badlands was dope, and Stranger Things Episode 4 is peak. Stop sleeping, Joshy Josh. Just kidding. But yeah, always fun around here. Yeah, hey, I'll check Badlands out when it goes to streaming, where it probably should have released in the first place. As far as Sinners, I'm happy that it's getting its re-release. And Nolan seems to be helping that shit too with the footage of Odyssey and everything like that, and that's cool. You know what I mean? I know that's good for, I like Coogler. I just don't like horror, right? I think Mandalorian would have been a great season, but yeah, terrible movie they're trying to throw together to save Star Wars. Yeah, it feels really bad, man. It feels really, really bad. Final Fantasy VII Saga, what a huge way for Square Enix to step into the arena. Yeah, I agree. Sinners was mid. What? Badlands is fun in the cinema, to be honest. Yeah, I still think it'll be pretty fun at home, I still think it'll be pretty fun at home. Sinners was incredibly shot. I mean, I've seen some of the shots. It looks incredible, yeah. Yeah. Well, because it's also propped up by the cosmetics, no? What cosmetics? What are we talking about? I might be missing something here. Really excited for the Fallout Season 2 best video game adaptation. I agree with you. And doesn't that come out soon? I agree with you, man. I agree with you. By the way, I also think the Zootopia 2 story does really shed some light on why we heard those stories about Disney looking for new franchises for young males. There's even talk that Disney has approached GW multiple times for Warhammer, and that's actually real. But I just pray that Games Workshop would never do that, right? But the reason Disney is doing that is because they see the data. They see the data that they're hiding from us about Marvel and Star Wars. Now, I think Marvel has this chance, and I think it's because they have Kevin, basically. And also an incredible library of dude bro content that's like 60 years in the making. So they have a lot to fall back on. I think Star Wars maybe has a chance, but Star Wars is trying to act like nothing has happened. That's the difference. Marvel is literally making fun of themselves, and they know shit is to happen, and they're changing it, and scoopers are panicking and all this other stuff. Dude, Star Wars can't even acknowledge this. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't know. I mean, I think Star Wars would almost have to fail even more before you'd get, like, an actual change. You know what I'm saying? Warhammer cosmetics, figures, toys. I mean, that stuff sells incredibly well. I must be missing some context, yeah. Didn't Star Wars have a bunch of books that they made uncanon? Yeah. There was a whole expanded universe of like incredible content that people really enjoyed, and they were like, yeah, no, let's do the Disney version. It was great. KK has 31 days. You think so? Maybe. To be fair, what the fuck are they gonna do? Have Deadpool show up in Ahsoka and say oopsie? That'd be a good start, yeah. Yeah, that'd be a good start. Yeah, I mean, Star Wars has some unique issues, but within that, it's because it also had unique value propositions. Star Wars was like more sacred than Marvel ever was. I mean, Star Wars was... Kevin Feige loved Star Wars before he loved Marvel, Like, Star Wars was so... It used to really mean something. That's why it sucks so bad that it's dead, And that's maybe part of why Marvel can get away with it, because, like, yeah, you had a bunch of shitty stuff for a couple of years, but it's comics. Like, it always gets rebooted, retconned, and you try the new number one, you try the new run, and comic fans are also used to going through a lot of shitty content. It's something that Rob and I talked about before, but like, it's true. Like, comic book fans will go through like 30 issues of a shitty book because they love the character, and they're like, wow, this is ass. I'll be here next week. You know what I mean? So it's a different thing. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I strongly feel like Star Wars is cooked. With a few shining things here and there. The Maul show, maybe Ahsoka season 2, but then what? 6 Rey movies?